Hi, I'm Tess from ANU Academic Skills, and this is a brief video about managing your time during studies at ANU. If you want to find out more, go to our website. Just Google ANU Academic Skills. Firstly, let me point out that the primary aim of time management is to create a balanced life so that you can achieve the things you want while still doing the things that you enjoy. There's lots of great things on offer at ANU, and you want to give yourself the opportunity to participate and enjoy your time while you're here. For some students, starting studies might mean having a lot more unstructured time than they are used to. Say if you've come from high school or a work environment. For others who are fitting study in around work and family commitments, not having enough unstructured time might be the problem. Either way, it's important to know yourself and reflect on how you are adapting to your new situation. Everyone is different. There are many useful time management strategies that you might want to try, some of which I'll introduce to you, but you will need to work out the ones that will work best for you and for your situation. One of the things about starting studies is that there are many expectations that are set by your courses, but for the most part, you need to set your own expectations. So you will know when things are due, what your assignments are, but you need to work out when and how you complete those tasks and how well you meet them. Everyone has different expectations of themselves in terms of the sort of marks they want to achieve and how they want to engage with the learning. Setting expectations is one thing, but the reality of keeping and meeting them is another. The key to meeting your expectations is to keep yourself accountable. For some people, being accountable for themselves and their internal expectations is easy, but they tend to be in the minority. Most of us need some form of external accountability, some way of keeping ourselves on track. Let me give you an example. Say you are starting a new healthy habit like going to the gym every day. For some people, they only need to make that decision and they can generally stick to it. They don't need any outside accountability. Whereas for others, they tend to find it much easier if they have a buddy to go with or if they join an organised class, because they're much less likely to let someone else down than themselves, or if they have some form of accountability. It could be similar with study. You set the expectations, but you need to work out how to make yourself accountable. So having things like study groups, study buddies, or visible forms of accountability might help you. I'm going to introduce you to some strategies for helping you to set expectations and goals and for making yourself accountable. Firstly, let me introduce you to our semester planner. You can get a copy of this from our office or from one of the libraries. It's also available on our website in PDF or Excel format. Use the planner to work out what tasks you need to do for the semester and how much time to allocate in order to complete. It's a simple but very effective tool. So the way it works is you fill it out for each course, you put in each assessment task and how much it's worth. That will influence how much time you need to spend on it. Then you work backwards from each task to allocate enough time to complete. You can see week by week what you should be working on that week, which helps to keep you accountable and work towards completing your goals. The next step is to develop a weekly routine. This is something you need to do each semester as your timetable will change. So let me introduce you to the weekly time budget. This is also available on our website in PDF or Excel format. It is a very simple tool just for working out whether your time allocations are realistic for achieving your goals and identifying the key times to study. Some students find this a really key tool to helping them to identify when they should be studying and the pattern of their week. So the idea here is that you first begin by filling out the must-dos, your absolute commitments, in yellow or whatever colour you like. Then next you use another colour to indicate those times of the week when you prefer not to be studying, the times when you might want to do the other things that you enjoy. This time is very important because it's also time that you can tap into in times of need, such as exams or when you have a lot of things due. Finally, what's left over in your week are those study periods where you're going to be able to sit down and do either short tasks or longer, considered study times. It's also an opportunity to step back and make sure you're leaving enough time to do all of the things that you need and want to do. Finally, you need to create to-do lists. To-do lists are really important in breaking down your tasks into manageable chunks, and also they help to keep you on track and make sure that you can track your progress. It's a good idea to have several lists, some that are task specific, say for a report or an essay you have due, and the other for what you're going to do during a particular study session. It's a good idea then to go back to your semester planner and your weekly planner to keep you on track. When you sit down to do a task, the most important thing is to work out what's the priority for today, for this session, and try to do that first. Get the most important thing done over with before you get distracted by the minor tasks. Quick note to finish up on. Remember, it takes time to develop a new routine and to develop good habits. Don't be tempted to give up too soon. As it turns out, it's easy to form habits if there's something intrinsically rewarding in them. So it's hard to keep something up if you're really not getting any reward out of it. So if study habits don't feel rewarding, how can you make them so? Maybe you need to find ways to reward yourself, for example, after completing tasks. If you think about that healthy goal I discussed earlier, how long do you think it would take to form a habit? Generally, for most people, it takes at least 3 weeks, if not longer. So the more time you give yourself to really settle into a new habit now that you're in a new form of study, or returning to study, the better and the more established it'll be. Remember, you can come along and see us in an appointment to go through some of these strategies one-to-one at any time during the semester. Just finish up with some of the books that we've used that you might find helpful and that we've used to refer to in this presentation. But otherwise, all the best for your studies.